If you think this is where your pants preparation ends for parade, think again. Hi, I'm Josh, and this is your FMU for pants. Before we get into actually ironing our pants, we're going to go over some of the don'ts, some things you can avoid to keep yourself safe and to keep your pants safe. Because unlike your boots, your pants can't be repaired after a mistake's been made, especially if you burn them. So speaking of burns, let's talk about heat setting. Make sure to always set your iron to wool. There is usually delicate, wool, and cotton. Make sure to set it right about in between or just to the point where you start to produce steam. If you put it past this, you may cause shiny burns on your pants that aren't repairable. Just a key safety feature, don't leave your iron unattended. Make sure to always unplug it so you don't cause any accidents. Always make sure your crease reaches the middle of your belt loop. Also, take your pocket out. It can give a risk of more creases. Plus, you don't need to iron it. No one's seeing. First, you just want to go over it with slight to moderate amounts of pressure and just get all those creases out. Make sure you're pulling tug or laying out your crease. That way it doesn't bunch up and cause train tracks. So make sure your crease is tight. After this, it's best if your iron, as stated before, has a steam feature. Mine is a trigger. Yours can have a button, but make sure to have one for it helps a lot. I go over it again, just using that steam to get out any finicky creases. Okay, now that we have a presented crease, let's try and maintain it. For this, I recommend easing on spray starch. It can be found at any local supermarket, and it's relatively cheap also. So, what you want to do first, apply a slight mist over the entire pant. Not the entire pant, but the crease. You should see a slight discoloration line that spreads evenly across your whole crease. That's when you know you have enough. The only unfortunate part is it is prone to burning, so I like to use a starch cloth. What you can use for this is a pillowcase. I cut up a t-shirt and any sort of clean white rag. So, you lay it out flat, and then you just iron over this. Okay, now that you've gone over it once, you don't really need the spray starch cloth anymore because it's evaporated enough of the spray starch. Now, to get all of that spray starch gone, I just iron it over a couple more times. Just to get that spray starch gone, because if it still feels moderately to highly damp, then you still have too much and it's not going to do its job. And there you go. The back of the pant is just about exactly the same. A few key differences are both creases need to reach this center belt loop here. It forms a V. Make sure to always pull out your pocket once again because you don't need to iron it. If you run into any pesky train tracks, i.e. when you have two creases instead of the one sharp one, here's how you can get rid of them. You simply soak them in a lot of water through a spray bottle or through your iron, and then iron over top of it multiple times. It is a pretty slow process. It is sped up here, but it's something that is 100% necessary to getting those tracks out. To show you how to hang your pants, because there are many mistakes made from this, I'm going to use my own hanger. I just modified it with a paper towel tube, though it's not necessary. So first, you want to line your pants up creases for creases so they lay flat, kind of like so. Then you just want to put your pants through the hanger, and you want to hang them like this. Make sure to never hang them so that your creases are on the actual part of the hanger. It will destroy them. And after this, just hang them up in a clean place, free of lint, and you're good to go for parade. This has been your FMU on pants. I've shown you how today to perfect that crease. If you have any questions, come talk to me or any of your other flight staff. I look forward to seeing those sharp creases.